The U.S. just announced a new round of sanctions against Cuba. This time, they're targeting state-run companies, putting pressure on both commercial and military entities on the communist island. NBC6 politics reporter Hatsel Vela is in the newsroom to break down what this all means. Hatsel.
So, Jawan, this makes it harder for foreign companies to do business with those Cuban entities if they want to continue doing business with the American government. The new sanctions on Cuba focus on 10 entities. The majority of them are state-run companies that funnel money to the government. The State Department says it's also going after paramilitary forces, armed civilian groups, and surveillance organizations they allege repressed the Cuban people. The most recognized name on the list of sanctions is the Ministry of Tourism, arguably a significant source of revenue for the Cuban government. Also on the sanction list, the MTT, the ACRC, and the Rapid Response Brigades, which the State Department says support Cuban state security apparatus and participate in surveillance and repression activities. Last month, Secretary of State Marco Rubio announced sanctions against 5 Cuban entities affiliated with the military-run conglomerate Gaesa, as well as entities involved in financial, logistics, and mining activities. U.S. officials argue these organizations help finance Cuba's state and security institutions. In early June, the Treasury Department announced sanctions against Cuban President Miguel Diaz-Canel, members of the Castro family, and several state institutions, including agencies linked to the Cuban armed forces. Washington argues the measures were a response to activities it considers contrary to U.S. national security and interest. Cuba's foreign minister today said the U.S. government continues to intensify the war against the people of Cuba, their living conditions, and their sources of livelihood. The announcement on July 13th of additional coercive measures is a clear manifestation, he goes on to say, of criminal and genocidal intent with which the U.S. rulers are determined to punish the entire population of the country. For now, reporting live in the newsroom, I'm Hatsel Vela, NBC6 News.